From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I'm your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show, including our terrestrial affiliates across North America and digitally on TalkStream Live and Revolution Radio. If you want to take a listen to our archives, they are free for you at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and of course on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We got a plethora of features for you. Of course we do, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by visiting Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. An acclaimed psychic medium, certified life coach, ghost counselor, and a man who puts on his pants one leg at a time. Yes, we have a great guest tonight in Jim Hunt. This is a gentleman that offers wisdom, direction, support, and common sense. Known for his role in the two-time nominated Canadian Screen Award series Knock Knock Ghost, Astonishing Legends Podcast, and Outer Realm, Jim combines his talents together to bring guidance and clarity to all of those around him. As a certified life coach, Jim combines his training with his intuitive gifts. Clients work with him to set and achieve goals and resolve conflicts with unparalleled results. His website, if you want to check it on out, good Canadian kid Jim is, jimhuntofficial.com. And, of course, at the bottom of hour number 3, I will bring you the SOR Newswire, brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. Mr. Jim Hunt, first time on Spaced Out Radio. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Wow, what an introduction. I want to thank you very much, Dave, and everybody else that's going to be on here tonight. I'm looking forward to having this conversation.
All right, awesome. You got to confirm with us right off the bat, because I threw something into your intro that you didn't write. You do put your pants on one leg at a time, correct?
I do. I do it in the dark. I do it in the dark.
All right, perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. I haven't capitalized on that darkness part yet. I'm hoping to learn that soon. I figure at 47 years old, I got to learn that very soon. But hopefully, you know, I can make it.
50. You'll get it before 50, guaranteed.
I appreciate that. My friend, you know, to introduce you to our audience here, because this is your first time making an appearance, you know, when did you discover your psychic abilities?
Out of honesty, probably around 5 or 6 years old. Just doing a few different things, coming up with seeing people's aura colors, I guess, with how it started. And my artwork would always be revolving around rainbows around people. And at the time, going to school in the 60s, it was priests and nuns, and they would ask me, why do I draw rainbows around people? And I just said, doesn't everybody have a rainbow? And it went on from there. And it hasn't stopped. And I've been seeing rainbows around everybody most of my life. And it was just awesome. It took me a little while to understand all the gifts, as people want to call them. And I do appreciate that and respect how we say it, because I really don't have a word for it other than just being an honest intuitive.
Honest intuitive. That is two words that are very hard to find in this field. And I mean that with all due respect to you. But, I mean, we're hearing so many more recently over the years of these fake psychics getting busted for ripping people off, saying it's going to cost thousands of dollars to rid your house of ghosts or to bring you good luck or to remove this curse. You know, you walk a fine line as being an open-minded psychic intuitive and not being accused of having the wool pulled over people's eyes.
I've learned that you have to strike people with honesty as quickly as you meet them. I'm calm and relaxed when I do a reading. I'm not hyper. I don't wear all black, which some of them do. I really, on my website, which I just had, my words are getting mixed up. I just have this new website, and a page will be dedicated to people who have had bad psychic experiences. I'm hoping to spread the word out about those people that ask for $3,000 or $5,000 because they believe that they have some kind of sorcery against them, and take their money on a weekly basis, which really is unbelievable. And I will call them out, and I have called them out. And all of a sudden their website's down and they've gone. And I feel bad for these people. But people also have a responsibility to ask the right questions at the same time and try and find out how they're getting the answers. And they want to know why somebody is being attacked or something is leached onto them, like the bad entities that are out there. But that is very few and far between. It's not like what we see on TV anymore. It's too sensationalized for me, and that's what I'm hoping to prevent or create the new stigma about a psychic medium right now.
You know, pointing out the flaws and errors of people is not very positive energy, but I guess it kind of counters itself with karma for those who have, you know, played people with fake intuition and fake abilities.
Yeah, I find that these people are great profilers, sociopaths in some way. I just don't know how to explain how you see them. If I was in front of one of those alleged psychic mediums and they're giving information, which they've tried to do at different psychic shows that I've gone to just out of curiosity, and watch the BS that comes from that, it's too much. I'll confront them right away. Hey, I'm going to say, hey, I am Jim Hunt. I am this psychic. Can you give me a little bit of information about me, or what can you give me as information? And it's usually they're looking and just saying, well, you know, in December of 2026, you're going to have a cold. Oh, so, okay.
Oh, my goodness. If you give me,
you know, things like that. And it's really embarrassing for what I do as a trade.
Yeah, and you know, Jim, usually, at least we don't have a lot of psychic mediums on the show anymore. But back when I first started this show, I would always test out a psychic medium, and I would say, "Read me." And if they couldn't read me, or at least get, you know, 1 out of 10 things right, they weren't coming on the show.
Oh, wow!
And you know, it's amazing to me, though, how many people are out there. And how quickly all of a sudden people are becoming psychic mediums. You know what I'm saying? I remember we had this one listener on, and I will never forget this. She used to come into our chat rooms all the time. Like, all of a sudden she appeared out of nowhere, and she was, you know, when I'd have a psychic guest on or something, she'd be like, oh, well, what's this about? What's that about? She never mentioned once that she had any abilities or whatever. 6 months later, she's doing free readings on YouTube and Facebook. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And people were lining up to talk with her, you know, because she had all of this awakening that just opened her right up. Is that even possible? Or is that where the woo starts? Because, you know, there's a lot of people who can see through that, but unfortunately, there's a lot of destitute people out there who just want an answer, and there are people out there ready and willing to take advantage of them.
And it's just like anything, like COVID and people gouging people for toilet paper at the beginning, if that makes sense, and we're running out. These people take advantage of everybody's emotional conflict. They know when people are hurting. They know when people are desperate. They have that inkling about them. They are the snake salesman. They know how to do it. They say nice things. They give them information. They overhear a conversation. They put themselves in a group environment. They have so many different ways of doing things. And it's really actually embarrassing for me, again, and for many of the good psychics that I do know and mediums that I do know. And it helps, it doesn't help us prove a point that we do have the abilities to give people good information. I just didn't want to be a regular psychic medium and just go out there and do what all the other psychic mediums do. I took a life coach course. I took a course on post-traumatic stress. I took a course on mental health. And as soon as I find somebody that has a situation with their own issues, mental issues, that I'm not qualified by any means because I'm not a health professional, but you can tell certain things right away. I'll just say, you know what, there's some things that I can't do. I'm not going to be your psychic medium. I'm going to be your life coach, and let's work on it that way. And I don't want to lead them on. I want to be able to help people. And I think that that's what I do here. People want to know about their loved ones. They want to know why they're not doing well. They want to know why they have so many blocks. And I have been around long enough in my 61 years and doing this for 50 years that I am honestly, not without a swollen head here, I am qualified to give people information when the information is given to me correctly. I will never overstate something. I won't lie or BS anybody. If I don't have the information, you're not getting it from me. And I think that that's what the people respect. The worst thing that I've seen so far on some websites is this is for entertainment purposes only. And people go to them in droves. That's what blows my mind.
Well, I know, like, for instance, when it comes to the CRTC in Canada or the FCC in the United States, we got to be real careful with the whole psychic ability, because, I mean, I know for us, I had a couple of listeners complain when one of my former weekend hosts used to bring a psychic on, and he was giving health advice and telling people that their spouses were cheating on them. Like, whoa. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? like you can't. So that's one of the biggest reasons why the whole, this is for entertainment purposes only came out, because you have to protect your butt somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Dave. And this is where I'm going to just have a slight disagreement. I have liability insurance that I make sure that I'm protected. I am giving people information that they have asked for, what they are requiring. They will get the good, the bad, and the ugly from me. I will be blunt and honest with them. And if I happen to say that your wife or your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend are having an affair, it's because I am actually being given the information by their guides at that point. I have yet to be wrong on that. All
right. So when you get a message from your guides, mm-hmm. How do you know it's accurate? How can you trust that it's accurate?
For me personally, we have our chakras, and what I've learned throughout my years is that I'm getting answers or responses to the left side of my body, or my ear, or a feeling or a touch, all to the left side, which is my heart chakra side, which means that I'm having a form of proper energy coming through. If I'm getting mischievous information, which has been a lot, and you do get a lot from mischievous spirits, everything is coming from the right. They'll be whispering to you, they'll give you information, and they might give you some accurate information, but the balance of the information will be false. That's how it works for me. I'm not sure about other psychics because I can't speak for them. But for me, that's how it works. And it has always worked for as long as I've been on this earth.
Okay, so the guides that are giving you these messages, are these the same guides who you met when you were a child, when you had your first experiences?
Oh, this is, now we're going to open up another set of information. We don't keep our guides forever. They don't stay with us. They move on. Just like we make new friends every 7 years or so, or we're doing different things, and our energy changes, our personalities change, we grow, we become a higher spiritual being. So the spirits that have a certain level of commitment to us to guide us into this world that we live in, they will stick around until they can't help us anymore. And what I explain to everybody is that we have a changing of the spiritual guard, and that new certain guides will come in and help us. And they're always in there. They're always doing something to change it up for us. So we're always getting information differently. I've increased my abilities for years because of the help of my guides. It's just not something that I've lived with for my whole life at all. I know it all, because I certainly don't. But I'm given better information by better guides because I've increased my abilities as a spiritual empath psychic medium. And you are an empath too, by the way, Dave. And I'm not trying to change the subject.
Am I?
Totally. So what
I would never know that.
Kids, you're kidding me. What you've done for kids and helped, or not just kids, I believe donating your hair, talking to people, listening to people, and they might have some issues, but you give them your heart for that 5 minutes to listen to them. And you're not always focused on you, but you're focused on the entertainment of what you're providing other people. So you're very good at that. And your empathic personality is what makes you as good as you are. And for you, again, to go further in your life because of what you've done.
Well, I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever. Yes, it wasn't up until a few years ago I realized that I do have empathic abilities. I just keep it quiet, very quiet. Now you busted it open and broke my secret right there, my friend. Son of a gun. That's all right. Vive les habitants, right? That's what we say?
May we. Exactly. Tous les habitants. Yep. Perfect.
Exactly. All right. Jim Hunt is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Jim, in regards to the intuitive side, you mentioned that everybody shifts guides, maybe as you grow, and those guides have taught you up until the age or the maturity where they need to go, then they move on. Where do they go when they're done? Do they move to the next person, or do they go up to the heavens above, go for their lunch break, or what do they do?
Yeah, I love this is awesome. Thank you for this. It's lightning. So what happens here is recently a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, his guides changed quite drastically in a way that he was at a certain point of his life that he was trying to make changes for himself. He was going through a separation. He was getting a new job. He was missing his children. There were a whole bunch of different things. And he did not have the answers to be able to deal with all of that normal, regular routine. And then all of a sudden he felt enlightened, or he had the answers. And it was when I saw him the next time, he had a whole series of new guides around him. The older guides just move into another plane, and they wait or get permission by someone else to be able to go attach themselves in a very positive way to that person and move them into the light or bring them into a direction that they need to go to as well. I've had many guides, and it's awesome because they all have something to give me. I learned so much, and I've been getting more and more every time. But they just will go on to another client, go on to another human form and do it. Or I can even ask my own guide saying, hey, listen, you and I are done. Why don't you go give Paul a chance? He needs some help. He really needs some help. And that guide will go there under my suggestion as well. If you talk to them, they'll answer you. They'll give you the answers that you're looking for.
We all have guides. For those who haven't tuned into them, as we got about 5 minutes to go before we go to break at the bottom of the hour, how do you tune into them? All right. Like, even though, like, for instance, I have one guide who has been with me for a number of years now, and I know he's always there at the snap of a finger. The other two that I have met, they're rarely around unless I'm being just a jerk. Just a jerk. And one time when I was a complete blank hole, all right, that's when the other one came around, and he kind of scolded me. Scolded me big time.
And I think that they are our conscience in so many different ways to really hold us back in doing wrong and doing the right thing. And we will feel a weight on our shoulders. We will feel lethargic. We will feel an inability to open that door that we're trying to get into, to disturb that energy that we are planning on going in and arguing with someone or fighting with someone and just being, not being ourselves and trying to fake something. Those guides will certainly put us in our place quite quickly. And they do it really, really well. So I'm always careful with what I have to say or do because I get the little smacks on the ear or the boxed ears I get. Like my ears will end up turning red, and you can just see them around my ears, how red they get because I'm being boxed because I'm doing something wrong.
Howie Moran's beating up your ears there as your guide. I can see it now.
I've got a few of them. I've got a few of them.
Exactly. Now, there's something interesting, okay? All right, let's talk hockey here because hockey starts in about a week from now, and baseball just restarted. Thank goodness my Yankees are out to a great start already. Let's go Yankees! All right off the bat. Anyways, let's say you love the game, okay? Yep. For people who don't know the story of Howie Morenz, and you may have to answer this when we come back from break, but for people who don't know the story of Howie Morenz, he was probably one of the top hockey defensemen in the original Six League, all right, going back now 70 plus years. And they say he died of a broken heart. He broke his leg during a hockey game and needed surgery. It was so bad. And what happened there, and this is a true story, and he's in the Hall of Fame. What happened there was he was told by the doctors after they fixed his leg that he would never play hockey again. Now, this guy was considered a man in the best shape in the NHL, the best player of his era at the time, and he died within days of his leg after being told that he would never play hockey again. And the legend goes he died of a broken heart. So somebody like that, could they come back and Jim and be the guide for, say, another athlete to help push them or to guide them to make sure they don't make the same mistakes? Or athletes today, because of the money, there is so much more pressure than back then. What's your thoughts?
Wow. Somebody like the spirit of Howie Morenz might have come back and wanted to coach somebody, like you're saying, into their sports end of this, or they would be chasing the owner who took full advantage of somebody and created that guilt as a guide. The ones that when we're in trouble, maybe he came back and he was the one who was guilting them or putting a weight on their shoulders because of the way that they were abusing the system and taking advantage of the players. So he might have come back that way. And to find out that, as doctors said, he would never play hockey again. That was back in the day when it was church, it was hockey, and it was your family. There wasn't much else. So he was devastated by that, and that would have crushed anybody's heart or ability. And he just gave up because that's all he knew. There was nothing else.
Well, it's very weird and very understanding here. You know, as we get ready to go to break here at the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk more about guides. We're going to talk about intuition. We're going to talk about the paranormal. And we're going to figure out what your favorite subject is as well, Jim, because I think it's going to be a fun night all night through here, my friend. And I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm with you all. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jim Hunt is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. And I'll tell you, what a night it's going to be, because good Canadian kid, good hockey fan. And, you know, on a night like this, that's all I really ask for. I'm not hard to please. Not hard to please. By the way, go to Grant Cameron's YouTube channel, White House UFO. I was on his panel earlier today talking about UFOs, the latest New York Times story and everything like that. You can find it at White House UFO on YouTube. And, of course, our guest tonight, Jim Hunt, his website, jimhuntofficial.com. He's got fantastic hair. You can tell he uses a good amount of Brill cream there. We'll be back with more Spaced Out Radio coming up.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you'd know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know little brother is watching.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
If you like it hot, real hot, then heat up your meals with Bumblefoot hot sauce.
Get your Bumblefoot hot sauce today. The sauce, Bumblicious, and the 4 million Scoville unit Bumble. We're going in hot, real hot, coming out even hotter.
Keep the milk nearby and tantalize your taste buds tonight.
Bumblefoot hot sauce, available now at kajans.com.
Cold drinks, great food, and the best music in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is the place to be, open until 2 a.m. nightly. Everything on the menu starts at just $6.95. Who serves food that cheap anymore? At the Moose, you'll never know who you'll run into. Rock stars, actors, athletes. It's the place everyone wants to be. So join us at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, Space Travelers. It's me again, Carl. Don't forget to join the Space Travelers Club for just $5 a month, and follow Spaced Out Radio on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Our Instagram, Dave Scott SOR. Our Facebook page is Spaced Out Radio Show. Our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Come woo it up with Spaced Out Radio today. Bye!
Are you looking for great advertising value for your company? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. We have a multitude of places to get your name out there, including commercial ads during the show, special promotions, and banners on our website. Our audience is proven to support the companies that support our show. We can make your budget work for you. So for more information, please contact us at sales@spacedoutradio.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we are keeping you up to date on all the news with the SOR Newswire. Captain Shirk leads the team that is bringing you the news of the day and exclusive stories on everything paranormal and supernatural. It's free to read, it's updated daily, and it's right there for you. The SOR Newswire is a one-stop shop for the news of the day. Check it out at spacedoutradio.com today.
We're taking Sunday nights out of this world on Spaced Out Radio. This is Michael W. Hall, also known as the Paranormal Lawyer. Together, we're going to go on an exciting journey into the unknown. I'm going to bring you some of the best interviews in the paranormal and supernatural to start your new week off on a freaky note. So tune in to Spaced Out Sundays with me, Michael W. Hall, only on spacedoutradio.com.
Second half hour of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. I'm your host, Dave Scott. Yeah, I'm hanging out with all of you tonight. No place I would rather be Because I love my job. I'm just going to be honest with you. I love my job. And talking to all of you each and every night is just one of the best things ever. So thank you for that opportunity. I want to remind all of you that if you missed portions of this show or others, you can check out our free archives by going to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show and on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Tonight we are talking with psychic medium, life coach, Jim Hunt. His website, jimhunt.com, official.com. That's jimhuntofficial.com, because we don't want him to be unofficial around here. Official Jim, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. Thank you for having me another half hour.
Oh, well, it better be more than half an hour, because we kind of got you scheduled for another 2. But, yeah, we'll play that as it comes here. Jim, in regards to being a life coach, what is that all about? Because, I mean, I think life coach, when I think about it, and I'm not saying this to be sarcastic or anything, but all of a sudden everybody seems to be a life coach. Much like everybody's a scientist, everybody's a journalist in this field, and everybody is a psychic medium / life coach. What does that actually mean? How do we know?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Thanks again, Dave. Oh, but that's our job, isn't it? Life coaching is something that is an experience that many of us had. Being around for 60 plus years, I usually have the experiences of life to be able to explain things. Being an intuitive medium life coach, I am actually speaking to your guides and finding out blockages much quicker than the regular type streamed life coach. And I get an answer from your guides to help you move forward, to take those blocks away, to clear your chakras, to do a whole bunch of different things outside of the regular routine that a life coach would do. And I would really listen first and help you move towards the goals that you want to get. I have not failed anybody in my life coaching yet, and I am very proud of that. And I'm not choosy. I'll take anybody who wants to go from being a doctor and turning themselves into a florist, because that is one of the things that I've done. It's just people want to do something and want to do something for their lives, and they're missing out on something. And I teach them to find what they want. So we do an inventory, we figure them out, we understand who they are. And a lot of them are very sad or do not have the confidences to move themselves forward. And I help them build up their confidence and their career opportunities and chances. And I haven't failed anybody. And I love that whole concept of life coaching.
Okay, so do you prefer to help people on an individual basis, or do you prefer maybe a place of work where there's a group of people?
I've done the corporate world of life coaching, and you're not going to get anything out of it, no matter how large a company and corporation, because that is going to be a donut and coffee break for a lot of people, and they don't listen to a single word you say. I take more respect out of an individual because they are really looking to make a change. So I give kudos to the individuals before I would help a group ever again.
So when people come to you, what are they looking for? Are they people who are messed up in life, maybe addiction, or is it people who are, professional who can't seem to find their stride? Is it a combination of everything? Fill us in.
Some of them have individual blockages. They could have their parents that have been controlling them right up until the age of 24. And now, as we know, many of our children are living with us up until the age of 30, 40 years old in certain points because they can't afford to live on their own, that type of thing. And they feel that because they're living in that environment, they're still chained to their parents and their old school ways in that way. And I'm not taking anything away from the parent. I want to thank them for having the kids that long. But what you have to learn is that you don't gain any life skills because you go to work, you come home, you go in the basement, and they're still gaming at 30, 35 years old. Nothing wrong with that. But you can't do that for the rest of your life. So you got to figure out what you want to do. And people have to face their little demons, with no pun intended, into the spirit world, to work on themselves, to learn how to get confidence, to re-educate themselves, and to give them opportunities to do so. I don't do any of their work. They have to do the work if they want it. I'm there to coach them, to help them through it, to give them resources. And I do the same thing in the spirit world. I give people opportunity to help move spirit on and go to a better world. So it's life coaching the dead as I am life coaching the living.
Interesting. What's it like to life coach the dead? I've never heard of that before.
I know. This is why I'm very happy being able to say that every once in a while to people, and they've asked the same question. Can you imagine being stuck on this earth for centuries, and you don't know why you're here? And to this day, and many of us don't know why a spirit won't go to the light, or they'll do the Groundhog Day type personality where they'll keep on going over and over the same instance in their life, either through a car accident, a drowning, a fire, a shooting, a murder, anything. And they keep on going through that. It's my job and the job of all psychic mediums to stop them in their tracks as best as we can, get that spirit's attention, and have them go to the light right away. I cannot stand these. There are bad spirits, but that's not what we're talking about. We do have spirits that just want to leave and go into the light and come back down here and start a new soul life. But they don't know how, because they don't have those tools. They could have been frightened or murdered unexpectedly. They didn't know what was happening to them. And so they would be reliving that. And what we do is we put a stop to them reliving that. And I try and move them into the light, or have their guides, their parents, their grandparents who have already passed away, and pull them into the light so that they can move on. And to be honest with you, when we do see them go into the light, I never hear from them again. I never see them again. But they're gone, and we know that they're happy because we can get the pat on the back by our own guides saying you did a good job. So we get gratification from that. So I life coach the dead to move on so that they can also grow and start something new and start a new soul life. Take another body and off they go and do something new.
Where do they go on the other side? I mean, that opens up so many questions, man. So many questions. Like, where do they go? Do they go once you pretty much scold them for being ghosts? Do they go sit in a park and suffer through depression and maybe need their own little private time? You know, is there a secure space that they need to go, like on university campuses? You know, I don't know. Like, I'm asking this in all seriousness here.
No. Here's what I have. When I tell you I have the changing of the spiritual guard, so it can always. I can retort back to that, but we spirits help other spirits move into the light. There are planes. For me, there's no heaven or hell. It's right in front of us. So we move either forward into another plane, or we stay in that plane. Because I've seen people who've called on their children to come and join them, but they're not on the same plane. So it's as if those are two ships crossing in the night. Those two spirits can't even connect because that one spirit refuses to go somewhere because all they know is that routine of going over their death again, or feeling fearful when they left Earth, because we do leave sometimes in fear because we don't know what's happening beyond. So they have that fear and they hold on to that fear. So they don't hear anything else other than that fear or feel that fear. So they don't look around to get help from the other parts of the spirit world that are in their individual plane. And each plane has an opportunity to help them move or covet them. They get hugged, loved, cherished, fed, clothed, to make them feel like they were used to what their earthly life was like, so that they can feel comfortable and just say, hey, okay, I am dead. I can move on. What do I have to do next to do something? So they learn on that side or that plane, and they move forward. It's a very difficult thing. It's been very hard for me to try and explain it in full detail, and I'm trying. But it's just like Earth, what we do here. We take a job as a warehouse worker, for an example, and we move our way up the ladder to become an operations manager. They do the same thing in the spirit world. They start off small, and then they move themselves into larger soul beings that they become solely spiritual to help us move. And when they reach that final plane of spirituality, those are those angelics that I feel and talk about that come in here and help us move forward. And it's that cycle of spirit guides that come out. We do have the dark side. I've been there. I've been protected by many, and a couple of demonologists has helped me through a lot of that stuff, because I still give the evil benefit of the doubt, even in the spirit world, because I think that they also should be given a chance to move into the light as well.
What's that darkness like?
Oh my God. It can bring me to tears. It can make me angrier than I've ever been in my life. I'm in control of it, but they love to manipulate, control, and hold on to the weakness, just like those fake psychics do. In real life, these actual dark entities do the same thing to the other side of the spirit world. Control them through fear, manipulate them, tell them stories that, hey, listen, pull that apple from that tree. You're going to be fine. You'll be full now. And they manipulate them to keep them in that dark energy because they don't know any other. And seemingly, the dark energy have an ability better than the light energy to get that control over somebody who's passed away quicker. You just have to be able to see who gets there first to help these people move on into another plane or another soul life. It's not fair. I do not like it.
Okay, so are they bound by that darkness, or are they eligible for reincarnation?
100%. 100%. But the idea that they work through fear because it's an anarchy of evil. And that's what controls a lot of the dead to do some of the things that are happening on this world today, because they are actually controlling some of us in that way. The sociopaths, the serial killers, those type of people, they're filled with evil. They left with evil, they came back down with evil, and they only become more evil than you can all imagine. They're horrible what happens. And those are the hard ones to get.
Is this where we get our serial killers, our horrible people around here? I mean, is that where it comes from?
100% for me. Yes. 100%. I was obsessed with Bundy, and I don't know why. And I wanted to know and studied him through school and everything else to find out that type of sociopath. And from what I was told through other spirit guides that I talk to and who are dead and give me information, he has so much evil around him. He was destined to come back and do this again, and he will do it again. Just don't know when. But that's what we have. That's what happens in my world.
That is scary to think. Like, wouldn't those souls like that, if we think there's a heavenly Father out there, and we think that these souls have to learn something before they're able to come back, wouldn't that soul be cleansed before coming back to Earth?
I think that's and please, to everyone with Christianity, I do respect your thoughts and feelings. I really do. But in what I see, it doesn't always happen that way, because they have clingers and they have these things that are able to hide within the essence of the soul itself that has passed away, that a lot of people don't, a lot of the spirit world themselves don't see. So they are immediately gone to the light. They already know what they're doing. They're calculating. Then they turn around and they come back. They choose a set of parents and they choose a life, and boom, here they go. It's just, and that's a Groundhog Day, but for them to continue doing what they're doing. And I think that they increase with more evil as time progresses.
Yeah. That's sad in a way.
My interpretation.
Because so would that soul be a spawning from hell or some other type of purgatory type atmosphere? Maybe somewhere where my future or my ex-mother-in-law is heading in the future? I don't know.
Probably. Just depends on how you treated your mother-in-law. You might join her. You just never know. If we're putting something that we believe that we dislike that person for what they did in this lifetime and we wish them to go to hell, we are certainly going to find out why they went. And our soul, after we pass, we're going to go into the light, but we're going to find out why that person was the way they were. We get to ask those questions because a little piece of our soul will stay up in that plane for us to discuss what went on. We hold on to so much information so that we can have a beacon to go back to every time we pass on or grow another soul life. We go back to that little essence of a light that is us. So we get to talk to our ex-mother-in-law and just say, why were you such an asshole? I was so good to your daughter. They didn't think so. So those kind of things happen.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's very difficult. We've got about 6 minutes to go before we have to go to break at the top of the hour. Jim Hunt is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Jim, when you're going through this entire process, all right, what you're saying, it may differ from what every public religion out there states or even private belief states. You know, how do you know your answer is the correct one and everything else may fall by the wayside? How did you come to this conclusion?
I think in the time that I've spent alone, I've been alone most of my life. Yes, I have a family, or I did have a family, and I grew up not as an introvert, but I sort of did. And my life was filled with talking to the dead. And I was always a curious person, like someone wanted to be an engineer and take a bike apart and put it back together again. I wanted to know because I had that ability right from the beginning that I didn't think was wrong. So if Aunt May passed away, I would try and call on Aunt May to say, hey, Aunt May, what happened to you? You died. What's going on? Why did you die? Those type of things. So they're always giving me some form of information that I can use to find out how much better I can be on this earth and how Aunt May was good or not good, and she had to come back and do it all over again because she didn't learn from the first one. Am I answering that correctly?
I think so.
It's just
I have my brow furrowed right now, so that usually means I'm getting it.
It's just that it's just another side of our earthly being, except it's a spiritual side. Not all of us have the ability to see what I'm seeing. And I'm not expecting everyone to believe me because it's never going to happen. But at least I'm giving an answer that could be somewhat different than everybody else's because everyone sees it as religion as, to anybody else. But for me, it is a belief system that we come back to get better, to be a stronger soul life. We have a purpose here, and it helps our world grow. And so I'm here now teaching people, and I'm hoping that if I come back, I'll even be able to do it better the next time in a proper way. Mm-hmm. And you and I have this meeting 100 years from now in a different form.
Hopefully I'm slimmer.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
And I hope I get more hair.
Okay, I'll lend you some hair. I can do that because I'm taking my hair with me. I understand that, Jim. Jim, one of the things that, and sometimes these things come up in patterns, okay? One of the topics that has come up recently on this show over the last couple of weeks are these contracts that we allegedly sign before we come to Earth, okay? Yeah. What's your stance on that, first and foremost? I'm going to say this is a very sensitive topic for me. Not because I didn't get great parents or great children of my own, all right? But I'm very sensitive to it because I think it's a cop-out answer the most of the time I hear it. And I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe, and maybe I'm thinking of this way too humanely, but I cannot believe that somebody would want to be born into this world and sign a contract before getting here to end up in an abusive relationship, or in a third world country where there's famine and starvation, or to be, to go through the pain of being sexually abused as a child or as an adult, or anything along those lines, or cancer as a child. I know I'm focusing more on children here, but I for the life of me, cannot buy that whatsoever.
It is a soul's purpose. We need to know how we went through that so that we can help others go through it as their guides, and or help that miracle happen where they have recovered and they become better people for it because they have survived a sexual abuse or starvation or whatever they've gone through. And it just makes it that much easier the next time they come through it, or they're being able to not be put into that situation because they've already gone through it once. They're not going to go through it again because that was their learning experience. And it just creates their soul to get better and stronger and more efficient to help others, to become more empathic, to become more psychic, to be a better medium, to become a scientist, to help find the cure to COVID, those type of things. They've come here for that reason. They were brought here for that reason.
Okay, and I get that. All right, but life is hard enough as it is without having to suffer from some sort of mental incapacity or physical incapacity that, I can't see someone, wanting to be born and having to live in a wheelchair, mute and autistic and blind and everything. Like, I know it sounds like I'm going to extreme, but there are children out there, even adults today out there, who are going through this. And I don't get it.
I don't like it. You don't get it. I don't like it. But it's a process that we need to go through so that our soul becomes stronger and better understanding, so that we can help that person. So that person that's stuck in that wheelchair, who can't speak, talk, move, bathe, do anything, that parent or that guardian or that protector has probably gone through it to be able to understand that child, to give them some form of existence that will make them feel better because they have already gone through it in a past life.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
All right. And you know what? Politely speaking, because we are Canadian, I will respectively, bow to you and say I agree to disagree on that. But hey, the beautiful part about it is we're allowed to have good discussion, and we're allowed to have differing opinions on that, and that's the beautiful part about that.
And I love that.
Jim, I'm absolutely loving this show so far, and I've already messaged Corrins, our booking guy, that you have to come back on this show again. Yes, we have you for another 90 minutes, but I'm already a big fan of yours. Jim Hunt is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. His website, jimhuntofficial.com. Make sure you check it on out. We'll be back with the second hour of Spaced Out Radio coming up next.
Hello, Space Travelers. It's me again, Carl. Don't forget to join the Space Travelers Club for just $5 a month. And follow Spaced Out Radio on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Our Instagram, Dave Scott SOR. Our Facebook page is Spaced Out Radio Show. Our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Come woo it up with Spaced Out Radio today. Bye!
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother is watching.
I'm feeling a little spicy tonight. What to do?
Why not get Bumblefuck?
4 million Scoville units of pure hard rock. Bumblefoot hot sauces come in 3 flavors. The burning Bumble. Tone it down a bit with Bumblicious and throw the sauce on everything.
Spice it up. Bumble me, baby. Bumblefoot hot sauce. Get it today at kajans.com.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at mightymoosebeard.com today.
Are you an experiencer of something strange that can't be explained? Do you want help finding out what's going on? I'm Ryan Stacy, head of the Experiencer Support Association, otherwise known as TESSA. We've teamed up with Spaced Out Radio to investigate cases filled out in the SOR Sightlines report. We are independent and there's no cost to what we do. All we need is your experience. Let's find out what's happening together on the SOR Sightlines report.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Hi there, this is the paranormal lawyer Michael W. Hall. I'd like to invite you to listen in each Sunday night where we're going to open up your eyes to everything strange and paranormal. I will be hosting some great guests with topics that affect us all, such as UFOs, ghosts, and everything paranormal. Let's learn together on Spaced Out Radio Sunday with myself, Michael W. Hall, the paranormal lawyer at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
Hi, this is Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we store all of the SOR show archives for free. And as an added bonus, every 2 weeks I'm posting brand new content on Cryptid Tales, where I will get into some of the spookier legends and folklore from around the world and tell the stories that go with them. Find us at youtube.com/spacedoutradio and check out Cryptid Tales today. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to hear. See you there.
We are scouring the world for the most intriguing stories of your day. Take the time to read up on the SOR Newswire, where our team, led by Captain Shirk, will deliver to you some of the best paranormal and supernatural news, along with some stories that will blow your mind from the weird to the wacky. It's the news outside the news that piques interest, and that's what we're looking to deliver to you. The SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the store you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
The party is always on at the Moose Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is where you want to be when visiting Canada's West Coast. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose cranks up the rock while serving some of the best rated food in the city. The menu starts at $6.95. Why party anywhere else in Vancouver when the Moose is right there? Get your horns up and rock with the Moose, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Here we go, kicking off hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you taking the time. Hi to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates across North America and digitally on Revolution Radio and TalkStream Live. Remember, all of our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Iatro Mathematics. Iatro Mathematics is your password. Use it wisely, space travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. Tonight we are talking life coaching of the dead and alive. Jim Hunt is our guest tonight. His website, JimHuntOfficial.com, is where we kick things off. And right before the break, Jim, we were talking about what it's like to counsel ghosts. Yeah. I'm still a little confused over this, my friend, because I thought, when you're done, you're done. And yeah, you may hang out around here. What about the spirits who have gone to the light? Do they still need counseling?
I think they're being counseled within the light. I don't see them either, so I can't give you an answer on that one. And I'm sorry, I know that might be a question that we all want to know, but I think that they're in that light and they are pretty well prepared to come back, and without any dark entities attached to them, and they're just coming back and being prepared to do something new in their future body that they're going to be choosing as they choose their parents and anybody else in their life as they go through it. And they go directly to the light into that, which is something that's interesting, I guess. I've never seen anyone come out of that light, David, either. I haven't. And I've been around the spirit world for a very long time.
Interesting. Okay. So if that is how it's going, how many souls are actually out there in your estimation? I mean, we know there's 8 billion or almost on this planet. How many souls would then be? Well, that's just human souls, I guess.
That's human minds.
If we don't include animals, mammals, insects, and everything in between. Okay,
right.
So how many souls would be up above then?
I would triple that amount, because maybe quadruple that amount, because we do take the form of an animal or a tree. It's, again, something that we're learning. Our earth is alive. Everything that we touch is alive. We're not talking about a lava rock that's sitting there doing nothing, but I'm talking about a piece of grass, the earth itself, the air, you name it. It has molecules. It is alive. Anything that is able to have something in them, that is a life. And that life is always important. And they grow from that, just like we grew from what I'm assuming is the dinosaur era and the Big Bang Theory. It's been going ever since, but I think differently on that one too. But it's just, we're here. It just depends on the form that we're taking. I can't even express how many soul lives there are and protectors.
I'd hate to see the lineup for the shower. Honestly. Honestly.
Yes, I know.
What about now? Are a lot of these souls, and this may be stepping into the woo category a little bit too much, but are a lot of those souls that are up there, are they also implanted on different planets as well?
So I've seen ETs in spirit form, but I've never seen, as people have suggested, that we have ETs amongst us, which I'm sure we do. But I have never had the pleasure of meeting someone who is alive and is an ET. I've seen dead ETs or spiritual ETs, and they are above and smarter and wiser and whatever they are, because they do not give me the right time of day, but they're there. They'll look at you and they're amused by you asking them a question, and they're gone as quick as you look at them. But we do have ETs amongst us for sure.
Do you think ETs are on this planet right now?
Oh, people are going to really try and debunk me now in a way, or say that I'm fake, but yes, I do.
Me too.
I feel it. I don't know how to explain it. I think that they're in the forms of elementals, shapeshifters, those type of people.
Okay, so
go ahead.
So would they almost be like jinn?
I'm sorry, you have to repeat that?
Would they almost be like jinn from the Middle East? The almost like
Yes. Sorry, took me a minute to understand. Yes, 100%. There's quite a bit of that. I've seen shapeshifters at the Denver airport, and that was about a year and a half ago, and I never felt comfortable flying again.
What's that like to see a shapeshifter?
They move as quickly. If we recognize them, they hightail it out of wherever they are. They really, truly do. I've told this story a couple of times at an airport in Denver that I saw a shapeshifter. I was boarding a flight back to Canada, and the way that we looked at each other, they dropped their briefcase, not their briefcase, they dropped their walkie-talkie, their clipboard, their pen. They left it on one of the seats that you would be waiting in a waiting area, and they literally took off because they did not want me to come any closer to them. So when you see them, you'll see them. It's the freakiest thing in the world.
How often does that happen?
For me, the last time I saw one, I was 58. So I would have been 19 the last time I saw a shapeshifter. So almost 40 years.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still bright in your eyes too.
I don't forget the one at 19, and I certainly don't forget the one just a couple of years ago.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I have no trust. That's one thing I will tell a lot of people. I don't know how to understand the shapeshifter. They're scary people.
What about demons?
Demons. I'm not afraid of the dead, no matter who they are, and I think that is my claim to fame. They're more afraid of me because, and I swear to you, I'm nobody special, but if they are going to hurt me or my family, they will be haunted by me for the rest of their spiritual life, and they will never be able to do anything again, and they seem to walk away. And that goes on the TV show as well. Sorry, I'm very, very, I have no fear of evil. None.
Ready to drop the gloves with old Beelzebub himself, our guest tonight, Jim Hunt. All right, Dark Hour has a question here for you. He is asking from our YouTube chat, how can there be a finite number of souls?
We come onto this earth as spiritual beings first before we took a human form. So there were other opportunities as we grew, and we were able to go into the planes or the spiritual side in death. And I'll use the example, if we were an ant, we were the ant, and we turned around and we became a human being. So there's always that form of something that was always there. We just took on that form to learn, again, the process of our soul's being.
All right, question coming from Nikki, who is asking, Jim, what's your take, experience, viewpoint on fae, fairies, nymphs, etc.?
Don't know anything about them. I've heard about them, but maybe I am not graced to ever see them. I've heard many, many stories about them, but I've never seen one, so I can't answer your question, and I'm very sorry.
That's about as honest as it gets right there. All right. Greco in Toronto. By the way, he has a good restaurant there. We'll get you the name.
Okay.
He is asking, in spirit form, are all spirits across the cosmos equal and understanding of one another?
Yes, they are. I think that they have a little bit of a jolly conversation about, look, I'm going to be the president of the United States this time, and off they go. But yes, it's a competition to see how fast they can grow into their soul lives, because we know each other as if we were brothers and sisters in that spiritual form.
Makes sense. Makes absolute sense. Dick has a hockey question. Do you want to answer a hockey question?
I love it. Yes, please.
All right. Dick Daigle, everyone. Drafted first overall by the Ottawa Senators in 1993. Do not call him a bust. Dick is asking, what do you think of the Canucks' Chris Tanev this year? He's looking pretty good. He's got fantastic hair, moves the puck up, steady stay-at-home defenseman. Always makes a good first crisp pass out of the defensive zone across the blue line. What more do you want?
I'm on that. I'm on board with you. He is like, he has the presence of Bobby Orr, the way that he looks up the ice at all times. That guy's got it going for him. He's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I like him.
Yes.
I do. Solid defenseman. Good to sneak in a hockey question there. Absolutely. Kevin is asking, do you think there is honor among aliens?
Yes, absolutely. I think that they are of a much higher being, or from their universes, that they're discussing us not as an experiment, but they're discussing us as, take a look at what they're doing, have a look, go take a look down on their earth, see what they're doing, and then we can compare notes, and maybe we have something that you don't. There's no selfishness about someone trying to find the inoculation for COVID-19, and I want to be the first one there. Everybody wants to share that information so that everybody will survive that cycle. They're there. They're non-competitive.
What about the bad ones?
I haven't seen any bad ETs, to be honest with you. I know they're out there. I've read the stories. I've listened to a lot of first count events that have happened to some people in Montreal for many, many years. There are, I'm assuming there are the horrible ones like there are the good ones. We have to. I think it's a part of our life. It's a part of our cycle. If we have bad people here on Earth, I'm sure we have bad ETs in the universe. It's a given. We can't be wrong about that.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then. When it comes to ETs and what is happening now with the UFO phenomena, I want to know what your opinion is regarding the fact that we hear government officials or ex-government officials calling them a threat.
Don't you think, David, on that question that we base everything on fear, just like, again, forgive me if I'm insulting anyone, but we were instilled fear by religion, and I think they're doing the same thing. It's just a different format altogether. They're not a threat. They are absolutely not a threat, because if we were a threat, we wouldn't be here anymore.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
That's what I tell people. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I would think of is if extraterrestrials had been coming here for millennia, the last thing they would do is wait for us to have some sort of basic technology, which is very advanced to us, but basic for them, to all of a sudden say, oh, well, they've got things that can fly in the sky, and they've got missiles, and they've got nuclear weapons. And no, they would have taken us over when the most powerful weapon was maybe a musket or a bow and arrow or a spear.
Exactly. It's an evolution. It's just something. Look at us in the last 20 years of what we have in electronics that just blow our minds. Look at what we're doing today in a conversation where you couldn't do that 40 years ago or 60 years ago. We're given technology somehow. And I think these politicians or these people that are freaking out are just sending out that message so that we can focus on that, because we like the negative over the positive. We're a very negative society, as we know. Very rarely will we just try and show more positive things that'll happen. I'm empathic, so I am very charged in trying to heal and make things better. I'm not interested in overtaking the world spiritually. I want everyone to be treated as an equal.
All right. Big question from a couple people in our audience here, because for some reason they want to know this from every guest that is on this show.
Oh, no. Okay.
All right.
All
what
right.
is your thoughts on eating breakfast meals for dinner?
Oh, let's do that.
Come on, Jim. Come on.
We used to do it every Friday. People would eat fish on every Friday. And my mother said, what the heck are we doing that for? Nobody likes it. So we had bacon and eggs. It was great.
It's terrible. Terrible. Corey, let's rethink that whole booking them again thing, okay?
I'll use syrup on everything, okay? That'll just add to it.
Yeah, but you're from Quebec. You have to.
I know.
You get 3 inches of snow. Half of that is eaten up with syrup.
And it's a great snow. At least it's not yellow.
I've never tried that.
No, eh?
No, maple syrup and snow. I've never tried that. And I'm ashamed as a Canadian to say that.
Well, we'll wait for you to come to this end of town, and I will take you out for one of those. We'll do it in the spring.
Sounds perfect.
Bring your family.
That sounds perfect.
Awesome.
The only problem is, because I'm a Yankee fan, every time I get close to Blue Jays fans, I almost get hives.
I am a Blue Jay fan, that's for sure.
Oh, well.
They won tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they'll win the odd game. They'll win the odd game. We've got about 5 minutes to go before we go to break. At the bottom of the hour, Jim Hunt is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I want to kind of finish off the topic of counseling ghosts here, because we've kind of lost a little bit of track here on that. But when you are counseling ghosts, do they feel the same emotion as we do as humans?
Oh my God, I think it's worse, to be honest with you. They are in a situation where they're doing this thing over and over again, or they can't find their loved ones, and they're in the spirit world where very few of us can see them or talk to them or communicate of any sort. And so they're the ones who are disturbing us a little bit, or we feel a cold air amongst us, because they might see how spiritual you actually are, or empathic that you are, because you do give off an aura color that the spirits see. So they want to attach themselves to you and find out, can you tell me how to get home? Why am I dead? I was on a motorcycle 5 minutes ago, and because there is no time limit there. So what I do is actually get their attention. I am a psychic that I need to see someone. I want to see your eyes when I'm reading you. And you want to see me so that you know that I'm not bull crapping you. And I get the information, I give it to them, and the spirit world, if I can get the attachment of their eyes to my eyes, I actually get their attention, and they almost move to the light before I even have a chance to say goodbye to them. I say, you're okay, you're dead, you've done no harm, you just need to go to the light, your mom is waiting for you, or your dad is waiting for you. Because you can always get the advice of their loved ones waiting for them in the light, and they pull them in. They just can't get the attention of them themselves because these spirits that have passed are in such turmoil, shock, like we would be on Earth, that they're not listening.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting.
And it's fun. It's not a game for me. It's a lot of fun to try and get them to go to the light as quickly as I can.
I bet.
The suicide people are the hardest.
Why is that?
They go in it because they want to give up. So when the situation has happened, however they do take their lives, they are literally in a state of limbo. They don't see light or dark, but they feel something that they don't quite get. They know that they've left Earth. They know that they've left their bodies. And it takes an empath, or it takes a psychic or a medium, a clairvoyant, to get their attention, where you have to go in front of their face and talk to them. And I'm going to use an example. I know we're almost done. Whenever I had an animal and we had to euthanize the animal, my face would be in front of that animal's eyes until their eyes closed, because I wanted to be the last one that they saw and feel them at peace. So when I see someone who has committed suicide, I go for their eyes right away, and I'm able to soothe or comfort them because I'm at ease. I'm not stressed or anxious. And I'm just going to say, what you did was okay. It was a part of your soul's purpose. You needed to do that so that you can move stronger. Turn around, look at your mom, look at your dad, look at your cousin, or whomever is there. They want to take you to the light. And if they have nobody, if they have no one, that's when I see an angelic hold them by the hand or covet them and help them carry them to the light, because they don't stay as long as the church has punished them for.
No, I would agree with that. I'm not going to get into my situations, but I would agree with that.
Thank you.
And I think that's a smart comment to make. Jessica we got about 45 seconds here. Jessica has a quick question. She is asking, how do you know, or how can you test someone if they are a shapeshifter?
Oh, so cool. They don't give you the right time of day right away. They'll be very, very anxious. Like they have to go pee. They really have to go, and they don't know which way to move because they can't change. They can't do anything because you're going to call them out. And if someone catches them, I don't know what would happen to them. And they make the quickest exit that they can ever do. And they're gone. They're just gone. It's the freakiest thing in the world.
It kind of is. All right. We'll be right back with Spaced Out Radio as we continue our show tonight with the official Jim Hunt. He is not unofficial. It says so in his website, jimhuntofficial.com. So make sure you check that on out. We will continue with audience questions and whatever else psychically and intuitively we can come up with. Maybe Jim can predict what we need to talk about next on Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, Space Travelers. It's me again, Carl. Don't forget to join the Space Travelers Club for just $5 a month and follow Spaced Out Radio on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Our Instagram, Dave Scott SOR. Our Facebook page is Spaced Out Radio Show. Our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Come woo it up with Spaced Out Radio today. Bye!
we're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Cold drinks, great food, and the best music in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is the place to be, open until 2 a.m. nightly. Everything on the menu starts at just $6.95. Who serves food that cheap anymore? At the Moose, you'll never know who you'll run into. Rock stars, actors, athletes. It's the place everyone wants to be. So join us at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
At spacedoutradio.com, we are keeping you up to date on all the news with the SOR Newswire. Captain Shirk leads the team that is bringing you the news of the day and exclusive stories on everything paranormal and supernatural. It's free to read, it's updated daily, and it's right there for you. The SOR Newswire is a one-stop shop for the news of the day. Check it out at spacedoutradio.com today.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between, with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
We're taking Sunday nights out of this world on Spaced Out Radio. This is Michael W. Hall, also known as the Paranormal Lawyer. Together, we're going to go on an exciting journey into the unknown. I'm going to bring you some of the best interviews in the paranormal and supernatural to start your new week off on a freaky note. So tune in to Spaced Out Sundays with me, Michael W. Hall, only on spacedoutradio.com.
Are you looking for great advertising value for your company? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. We have a multitude of places to get your name out there, including commercial ads during the show, special promotions, and banners on our website. Our audience is proven to support the companies that support our show. We can make your budget work for you. So for more information, please contact us at sales@spacedoutradio.com.
We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, hanging out with all of you. Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. Want to remind you that if you missed portions of this show or others, check out our free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. Tonight we are talking with Jim Hunt. He is a psychic life coach out of Ontario. Notice I don't say Ontario, Canada. No, because... well, everybody should know where Ontario is by now. I'm sorry, but if you live in North America, you should know where Ontario is. Anyways, Jim's website, jimhuntofficial.com. If you want to check him on out, highly suggest you do. He's got a great website, by the way. Fantastic website. Jim, welcome back. Oh, she did a fantastic job. Good job, Tanya. Good job. We'll pat you on the back for that one. Vector over in the United Kingdom. Hi, Vector. How you doing? He wants to ask, if there are two psychics, would a guide come through to both of them, or are they attracted to just one? Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we all didn't see that, Jim. I'll be honest with you. We missed that. But I got okay. Moving on with that. Okay. Why do guides is it guides or let me ask you this. Let me rephrase this because I went through a little bit of laughter there in my head. All right. If a spirit comes through, if there's two psychic people around and a spirit comes through, how come one psychic can hear him and the other cannot?
And they are able to speak and talk to guides that I have no clue who he's talking to, but you can feel the energy or the presence of someone. So I know that that psychic is not off on what they're saying or giving us as information, because the thing that I will get is the presence, knowing that someone's there, but I can't see them, feel them, or touch them. But I know that they're there. There's just an energy that is allowed. And it's so cool when you get another psychic that can give you information, because I'm a psychic and I don't know how many other psychics are out there. I cannot read myself. I have to go see someone professional and pay for that advice like everybody else does.
Can you be read?
I have a demonologist that reads me really, really well, and she scares the living crap out of me. And I have a mentor who passed away of brain cancer 22 years ago who read me like a book.
Oh, wow. That's kind of interesting.
It is. Before she passed away, she said I was going to be on a TV show. And I said, there's just, I was 40 at the time. And I said, there's just no way. I'm so old. And TV is, I just said no. And I ended up getting picked up to do that Knock Knock Go show.
So what's your show about?
So we travel across Canada, basically, and this is where the sensationalism comes from it, which I loved the show for. And we were going to the places that were most haunted. A lot of them were castles or prisons. A lot of prisons. It was crazy about the prisons and forts, and a lot of things where so much mayhem had taken place. Fires like Niagara on the Lake. I did not know the history of Niagara on the Lake, and I did not know that there was a fire through the whole city. And all I kept on smelling was, cinder burning and smell and looking at people who were basically burnt to death. And I didn't quite understand it until I understood the history of it. And I should have known the history because I lived in Ontario at the time for almost 15 years. So there's just some things I can't explain, but they're there. And I think my favorite show, the one that really got to me and was going on a naval ship and a Canadian Navy ship that was docked in Hamilton, Ontario, and the London, Ontario Asylum, which was the freakiest thing I ever did in my lifetime as a psychic at the time. I've done more, but those two are my beloved episodes. What can I say? The London psychiatric ward, there were hardly any patients in that hospital, and that was going since 1920s. There were more employers or employees that were dead that were there because that was their home for 40 years, their place of work where they met all their friends. And I was talking and giving out names, which I'm really bad at, but giving names and places of who worked there and why they were there. And we had the curator that was there for almost 48 years. And he was just saying, yep, she died of cancer. Yep, he died of a heart attack. And all of these spirits came back to work again at that London psychiatric ward. It was so cool.
It is very awesome. Human Carl is asking, have you ever heard of hemisync?
No.
Hemispheric synchronization.
No,
so what is it's also known as brainwave synchronization.
Right. Okay. I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it, but I heard that they have quite a bit of success with that. Cool. It is cool.
Founder was Robert Monroe. I'm just reading up on it right now, so that way I don't seem smarter than I am. He claimed the technique synchronizes the two hemispheres of one's brain, thereby creating a frequency-following response designed to evoke certain effects. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll move on.
Okay.
We'll move on. Yeah. Yes. All right. Bee's Nest is asking if you've ever used psychedelics for readings.
Oh, gosh, no. Not to the general public. I'm a pot smoker, but I've never done a show stoned.
Come on.
I am laughing from my heart, but I have been to haunted places high. And you're always on the lookout there because I feel I'm not paranoid from the marijuana. I am paranoid because I don't know what they want to do to me or make fun of me or do something crazy to me because I'm vulnerable at that point. So I'm very careful that I wouldn't do anything like that. I can't imagine having a couple of edibles and walking somewhere. It wouldn't help me.
Well, at least you're honest. Hey, we're going to go get high on a ghost tour here. Somebody pop out the hippie lettuce. Let's do this thing. All right. BG's down in Australia is asking, can you get Jim to talk about his Black Cat guide on Knock Knock Ghost?
Oh, my God.
What is this about? Introduce this to our audience.
Okay, people. Everyone says that we all have guides, and we do. And they are our protectors. They're the ones who've watched out for us, and they can be of any form. And mine happened to be a mangled, dead old cat with no eyes. It has sockets. That's it. And this cat has protected my butt for my lifetime. You know how cats are very independent and they want to walk ahead of you, or they don't want to be held or touched or petted.
Yes.
They can be miserable animals. And so they can be miserable spirits as well in that form. And this cat has never changed its form. And this is something that's been with me for 50 years, 55 years easy. So if I'm going to the asylum in London, that cat would walk probably about 10 meters ahead of me. And I'm so used to understanding this cat that the tail would move in a certain way, point forward that there was something there, put the tail down to tell me that there was something coming up from the floor, point left, right, and or it would just have its cackles up, knowing that there was something dead in front of me that I possibly wasn't going to pay attention to that could harm me or hurt me. And when I don't listen to that mangy little cat, because I don't have a name for it other than cat, because I just didn't think it was fair for the cat to give it a name. When I don't listen to it, I've been on an episode where I've been shivved in a prison, I've been choked, I've been smacked, I've had the air taken away from me, I've been hit by a pool cue. I can go on about the things that I have not listened to that cat. So I truly, when I'm in a situation where I need to be protected, that cat will watch out for me all the time. I know when I'm doing a good job and I'm helping the dead move on, because the cat will form a sign of infinity. And you know how a cat will walk around you looking for food or praise, and it'll walk around your legs? The cat will do that in and out of my legs in the sign of infinity, saying that I did a good job. It really doesn't do anything other than warn me and tell me that I do a good job. And I love that freaking cat. Strange,
That sounds
I know.
awesome. Oh, it sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you for sharing that with us. You know,
that's amazing. Thank you, BG.
I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Vector is asking, are ghosts and guides the same thing?
No. Ghosts are in a learning process before they become the spirit. The ghosts are the ones that are wandering our streets, our forests, with no particular foundation of something to do. They're not lost. They just don't want to be a part of something. But they can be mischievous, antagonizing. They're not dark or light energies either. They're just in existence until they think that they need a purpose. And once they feel like they have a purpose, they'll turn around to the light, go to the light, get their job, and then come back as a spirit.
All right. This leads to Bee's Nest's question. Jim, how do you know they're ghosts that you're dealing with and not demons?
It's literally impossible that you do not know that you're dealing with evil. There is a smell. There's a thickness in the air. There is, we are warned so much from my side of the psychic medium side. We know, I personally know when they're in the room before I even get there. I've been warned by a lot of ravens that I'm going to get into something that's going to be pretty heavy. And ravens will fly ahead of time and warn the other spirits, the good spirits, not the bad spirits, that I'm on my way, but it's also informing the dark energy that I'm on my way, so they have an arsenal. What I'm worried about with the dark energy nowadays is that they have a file on us and they try and find our weaknesses. And each time they can get to you, to be able to be stabbed or be smacked or hit, because I was not totally prepared. I was being a little bit more cocky instead of protective, because I thought, oh, look at me. I can do this. I'm on a TV show, so I'm going to take advantage of this, and I'm just going to move forward, and I'm going to show off all of my abilities. Instead, I left myself vulnerable to be hit or hurt. So evil is just, they're bad.
All right, Greco is asking, Jim, can you be a psychic without religion interjected into it? He says, once religion is introduced, it seems to become about the aspect of the religion and not the gift.
So that's a cool question. Thank you. So I'm of no religious denomination, but I do have to explain certain religions when you're in a different country or a different place, so that people understand our motives of as how we reach the spirit world. So when I'm reaching out, I'm blessed with, if I go to India, I'm blessed with being able to see a Ganesh. So someone in Canada who's not of any spiritual being or of any sect of any kind, I'm saying, I see a Ganesh. They're going to go, oh, that's because you're seeing that from a religion. I'm seeing it from their point of view that this spirit form came out as this Ganesh to give me information to give to that person. So there is a religious connotation with every spirit that we meet because that's how we grow. That's how we know. And there's some that just don't have a religion whatsoever. The agnostics, those type of people, they'll still give us information in the spirit world because they don't have a religion, but they still have a purpose to give us something to listen to or to follow or to behave or to get better at.
All right, let's go over to Lisa Marie. We call her redheaded Lisa around here.
Okay.
What is a demonologist, in your opinion, then?
Oh my God, they're lifesavers. I can use a story that is based with my wife, and she was on one of my shows on Knock Knock Ghost, and I have to take the story. My wife had been laid off, and she could not get a job for 18 months, no matter what she was doing. It was a tough time here in Ontario at the time, so they weren't hiring and whatever else, a small little recession. And for 18 months, I said to Michelle, I don't know, just out of talking with her, Jill cannot find a job. Every time she tries, she can't get it. No matter what she does, she doesn't get the interview or she doesn't get a call back, la, 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 la. So not too long after, she called me maybe a couple of days later and just said, Jim, send me a picture of your wife. I want to see a picture. I said, sure. I sent her a picture and she says she has a demon on her at her armpit, and it's so subtle that you wouldn't even see it. I'm going, well, that's kind of wrong because I'm here to protect my family from anything that has a demon attached to it. And it was so superficial that I did not see it. Michelle removed that demon that day, told my wife about it, and 24 hours later, she was working full time.
That's insane.
It blew my mind in a great way. So demonologists are not evil people. They're removing evil from us so that we can live again and do what we want to do. So
there's a lot of fake demonologists out there, though.
Oh my God, yes. Those are the snake charmers. Those are the ones that are bad. They're just like a psychic medium or someone that's saying that they do what we do, and they don't do a thing at all, but they instill fear into that person that's already has a weakness themselves or feel. Because whenever I tell this story about my wife, I'll get another 50 emails coming to me saying, I can't find a job. Can you help me? And those are the people that I feel are vulnerable. And I'm just saying, I can life coach you and we can talk about it. But I bet you don't have a demon. You're just having a situation that you can't deal with. It's not everybody that'll have a demon attached to them because they can't get a job, but that's what happens to people. But you'll find somebody, if I can't help them, they'll go find a demonologist that will, and these people will take advantage of them right away. That's what I hate, that I can't help all the people at all times.
That is the tough part because, I mean, when you're taking someone's word for it, it gets very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult. Anyways, let's move on here. Vector is asking, if your guide is a bad one, does that make you an exorcist when you get rid of him?
Yes, absolutely. I don't we have a conscience, everybody? Like we deal with certain things. We have our senses, our emotions about us. And if we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and we're not feeling like we're doing or moving forward, then we are bringing that energy upon us. So we're inviting the evil to stick around because they are enjoying us suffering. And what I've learned is I've stopped suffering and I stopped hurting myself in the sense of emotions. And I just said, screw this, I'm moving forward. I am someone who is clinically depressed, someone who suffers from clinical depression, proven by 3 different doctors. I go unmedicated and I have had dark energies try and take advantage of that by holding on to that, by giving me horrifying nightmares, and I just fight them back, or I call on Michelle to get rid of them, which happens. But you have to have the strength within yourself to go tell those demons to leave you. You have the ability yourself to let these things go. If you need help, that's when you call on a demonologist, or that's when you call on Jim Hunts or other people that are able to do those things, because we'll get rid of them in milliseconds. If I see something attached to you, and while I'm doing a session with you, that thing, and I will tell you after a session, I removed something from your throat chakra so now you can communicate. I've moved something away from your third eye so that you can see what's in front of you. I've moved something from your solar plex area so that you can take the confidence to do things and move forward. We change the energy around you guys through our own guides and their processes. So we're able to heal and help people. Those are true psychic mediums. We're there to help you. You're paying us, and I'm sorry you are paying us for some of this stuff, but I'm not charging you an arm and a leg or $10,000 to say that you have demons on you. I'm charging you something very simple. I had to put the money thing in there because people take advantage of money.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Greco is asking, as we got about just under 2 minutes here.
Holy cow. Okay.
Do ghosts come out when people are not around?
Oh my God, yes. We live in a home where was built in 1968, and next door was a dentist, and he committed suicide. And when they're not home, we have a closed caption camera on the outside to protect us. And they have a light that goes on in the living room almost every Thursday night. And they tell us they can't shut that light off. So there's ghosts around everywhere. And that ghost, the dentist that committed suicide, died on a Thursday night. I didn't know any of that until they told me. And then I did a little reading and an exorcism, and that light has never gone back on again. And my neighbors think I'm a little bit freaky too, by the way. So, but that's okay.
Oh, whose neighbors don't think their friends are weird? Works for me, man. Works for me. Jim, we got under a minute to go here before we have to go to break. And should I ask it? No, I won't ask. Peter, we'll get to your question when we come back. Peter has a question about Bigfoots.
Okay.
And all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we don't forget that, because I know the chat room is moving quickly. So, Peter, you may have to repost that. I will let you know. Jim, we got you for another 30 minutes here on Spaced Out Radio. I told you this was going to fly on by, my friend, and it has far. Yes, hour number 3. 30 minutes left with the official Jim Hunt. And then we get to the SOR Newswire and the thought of the day. We got more Spaced Out Radio coming up. And remember, a great way to support this show is by tuning on in. That always works. We like numbers around here. So make sure you do that. And Jim's website, by the way, jimhuntofficial.com. You can get a reading. You can get to be a life coach. He can work over Skype, Zoom, phone, or in person. Wear your mask, though.
No, I won't.
Spaced Out Radio continues right after this.
Hello, space travelers. It's me again, Carl. Don't forget to join the Space Travelers Club for just $5 a month, and follow Spaced Out Radio on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Our Instagram, Dave Scott SOR. Our Facebook page is Spaced Out Radio Show. Our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Come woo it up with Spaced Out Radio today. Bye!
The The SOR Vault is open for business, and do we have some cool swag for you to pick up? All you have to do is head over to our website and click on the SOR Vault. You have a variety of cool logos to choose from, and put them on anything you want. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, coffee mugs, you name it, we can get it to you. So do your shopping by supporting the story you love. Get your Spaced Out Radio swag at the SOR Vault today.
We are scouring the world for the most intriguing stories of your day. Take the time to read up on the SOR Newswire, where our team, led by Captain Shirk, will deliver to you some of the best paranormal and supernatural news, along with some stories that will blow your mind from the weird to the wacky. It's the news outside the news that piques interest, and that's what we're looking to deliver to you. The SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Hi there, this is the paranormal lawyer Michael W. Hall. I'd like to invite you to listen in each Sunday night where we're going to open up your eyes to everything strange and paranormal. I will be hosting some great guests with topics that affect us all, such as UFOs, ghosts, and everything paranormal. Let's learn together on Spaced Out Radio Sunday with myself, Michael W. Hall, the paranormal lawyer at spacedoutradio.com.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at mightymoosebeard.com today.
We're adding to the entertainment online for Spaced Out Radio. I'm Amber Beckrud, and I want to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out Cryptid Tales, where I will take you on a journey into some of the strangest legends and lore from around the world, relaying the stories to you of the strange creatures and experiences that people have had throughout time. You can find Cryptid Tales at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio, and while you're there, don't forget to check out our free archives and leave a comment. See you there.
Hello everyone, this is Ryan Stacy from the Experiencer Support Association, otherwise known as TESSA. We're glad to team up with Spaced Out Radio to help investigate your experiences on the SOR Sightlines Report. Together, we'll investigate the strange sightings and occurrences you've had. We're looking for answers just like you. So fill out a Sightlines Report on the Spaced Out Radio website and let's figure out what's going on together.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
I'm feeling a little spicy tonight. What to do? What to do?
Why not get Bumblefuck?
4 million Scoville units of pure hard rock. Bumblefoot hot sauces come in 3 flavors. The burning Bumble. Tone it down a bit with Bumblicious and throw the sauce on everything.
Spice it up. Bumble me, baby. Bumblefoot hot sauce. Get it today at kajans.com.
The party is always on at the Moose Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is where you want to be when visiting Canada's West Coast. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose cranks up the rock while serving some of the best rated food in the city. The menu starts at $6.95. Why party anywhere else in Vancouver when the Moose is right there? Get your horns up and rock with the Moose, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Looking for creative ways to get your company out in the public? How about advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Our sales department is waiting to hear from you, and we can work around any budget. From commercial spots to banners to special promotions, there are many opportunities to get your name and product out to our SOR listeners. For a price guide and more information, please contact us at sales@spacedoutradio.com.
Hey, space travelers, this is John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. If you know anything about our website, you know we like to do things a little differently. We're not some faceless organization collecting money for a nebulous cause. Our donor dollars go directly toward life-improving items. Then we give those items directly to an underdog who needs it most. To become a donor with Spaced Out Radio's official charity, Chive Charities, just go to chivecharities.org/donate.
For the price of 1 cup of coffee a month, you can become an SOR Space Traveler. The Space Travelers Club is a place where you can interact with other listeners, either live during the show or on our great forum. We want your stories, pictures, comments, and ideas. You'll get live video streams, exclusive content, and be a part of our newsletter. Stay in touch with everything SOR. The Space Travelers Club is just $5 a month at spacedoutradio.com.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for hitting that dial button on us. Does anybody really turn the dial anymore? Or is it just me? I'm a dial turner. I don't know if you are, but when I'm in my vehicle, I actually turn the dial. It just seems so much more old school and proper that way. Anyhow, thank you for tuning us in on our terrestrial affiliates across North America and digitally on TalkStream Live and Revolution Radio. All of our archives are free for you at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Where'd I put it? There it is. Iatro Mathematics. Iatro Mathematics is your password. Nobody really knows what it means, but the password is set by the Clam each and every night, right here on Spaced Out Radio. Speaking of our website, it's spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio for the show, and my personal handle at Dave Scott SOR. And on Instagram, you can follow us. Yes, you can. At Spaced Out Radio Show. For the final time tonight, we introduce our guest, Jim Hunt. If you go to his website, it's jimhuntofficial.com. He's got great hair. You know we like that around here. You know, this guy is everywhere. Guy is pretty darn good. We've been talking paranormal stuff all night long with psychic intuition, dabbled in there in between. Jim, thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight.
I really want to this is fantastic. Your fans, you, everybody. I'm telling you, I love doing this. This is awesome. Makes me feel good. That good feeling, you know?
Oh, yeah. We're definitely bringing you back. You don't have a choice.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I do.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Now I got to find the darn questions again because our chat room was scrolling so quickly.
I couldn't pick up.
Right.
Lisa Marie, I just let Lisa Marie know that she's going to do okay.
Yes, I already knew that.
Okay.
She got my hair. She's the lucky one who got my hair.
And as soon as I read that, I just know that health was because she's surrounded by love now that she should have been surrounded about 3 years ago. And that's what I'm being told by one of her guides. I get that information only because it goes through you and her.
Perfect. Because we love her around here. We do. You know, we do. And we appreciate that. Thank you. Speaking of Lisa, it's kind of weird that you brought her up because I actually stopped on a question of hers. Jim, do you think there is a connection between owls, aliens, and what is a demonologist, please? Well, we already went into the whole demonologist thing, but do you think there is a connection between owls and aliens?
I can't give you an answer specific on that because I've never really read enough about it to understand it or be involved in it. I would like to think so because owls are very aware of things and pay attention. They're one of the most sensitive of fowls, I guess. And a demonologist, again, is someone that their job is to remove demons from your home, your person, your belongings, anything that is sticking around. A good demonologist can go in remotely and remove something from your house, whether you're living in Vancouver or living here in lonely Ontario.
All right, Peter, we're going to come out of the break with his question. I had to find it. Do you think Bigfoots are a type of forest spirit or something from another dimension?
Absolutely. I'm going to go with another dimension. They have portals that they walk through. The forest is the best place of camouflage, and they come and go as they please.
Prairie Fire would like to know, why do ghosts have clothing on?
Because they want. Thank you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the way that we're asking this question, because I have to sort of be proper in answering this. Ghosts will give us, or spirits will give us, information right away that I can say, oh, you have somebody from an era of 1930s coming from New York because of the three-piece suit that you're wearing or the type of dress that you're wearing. It's an identification for us as humans to be able to relate to that spirit quicker to get their answer to the person that I'm giving a reading to.
All right. Let's go to GJ Black. If a person like me, who is not a medium, what would you say, Jim, if I am starting to get visitations of recently passed persons? To you, welcome their spouse or best friends or of their impending deaths? How at a late midlife is this starting to happen?
I am going to let you know that it's your personal life, your life skills, your maturity, the ability not to be as frightened about things. We tend to be more calmer and easier going as we get older, my humble opinion. So what you're doing is you're feeling more enlightened by the things that you've done through your lifetime. And so that they, spirits or ghosts, are feeling comfortable enough to give you a little shake and just say that Auntie Meg is going to pass away in a few weeks. Let the family be prepared, because they've done that to me, and that's cool.
Interesting. So even though this person is midlife and now starting to have this experience, it's nothing to fear.
Oh, no. You're not being, I can tell you right now, you're not being charged by any demons. The only thing that I would request from you is the way that I've learned. If you're getting answers on the right-hand side of your ear or the right-hand side of your body, try not to believe anything that they're saying. If you're getting something on the left-hand side, which is your heart chakra side, that means that you're getting a genuine answer from somebody. And I'm telling you, no demons will cross that line to the left. I'm just giving you the information that is a get-out-of-jail card free when I'm telling you that information, because we should all be sharing that as psychic mediums to everybody.
Awesome. Let's go over to Teresa's question. She is asking, are demons inside humans?
Absolutely. They can come, they can sit in the linings of our stomach, they can sit under our armpits, they can hide in our hair. They're disgusting. They're absolutely disgusting.
Well, that's not very flattering.
No.
Very flattering at all. Greco is asking, what determines light and dark energy, and to what end?
Okay, so that we don't have all night for that one, but that would be a very long one. It's hard to say. It depends on the circumstance. It really does. You can have gray energy, and that's why it's confusing for many people. It's just not white and dark. You can have the gray that hasn't made a decision to go dark or light. So it's hard. I can't really answer that. It would have to be a situation.
All right. Jessica is asking, why are they always saying her name, and especially, and I love one's voice that is familiar to us, but they are still alive? I'm not sure what that means, Jessica. Was that a question? I'm not sure.
Sometimes
Please rephrase.
I think what she's trying to say is that it's a familiar voice that we're getting, even though it's not that person, for us to pay attention to the dead talking to us.
All right. Human Carl has a question.
Human Carl, I like that handle.
Do ghosts still have a sex life?
You know it. I wish I could say something, but this is a family show, so I'm not going to say anything. But yes, they do.
What about, Hollywood psychic Patty Negri was on this show a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And she actually did a full study on people having sex with ghosts. How is this even possible?
It's our energy manifests or allows us to feel what we want to feel. It's what we fantasize about that we bring into an energy reality. And it actually does happen. I've not seen it firsthand, sorry, but I've been told by many different people that I trust dearly that they've been touched appropriately when asked.
Pervert ghosts. Next on Spaced Out Radio. All right. Vector is asking, have you ever tuned into Jesus to confirm whether or not he is real?
I saw that question, and I have tapped into a higher being that is gold in color. And when I do see that, which is not very often, I would consider him your Jesus.
Nikki is asking, have you ever had to destroy evil before? Do you even believe it's possible?
Oh, you can remove evil, and evil can never come back, and you can bring it back to the hole that it went into, and it's never allowed to come back. I think that is a blessing for many of us and for the demonologists. They don't come back stronger. They come back weaker, if anything, and every time they come back to absolute nothing, and that's when they're weak and vulnerable, and that's when you can show them the light.
All right, I'm just moving through the chat room here.
Sure.
And seeing where I have missed, because I know there was a bunch here. All right, let's see here. Greco is asking, how do you then explain poltergeists?
How do I explain poltergeists? Well, poltergeists are sort of, think about the mafia. You have the boss, you have the kingpin on top, you have the boss, you have the captains, and then you have the soldiers. The poltergeist is in charge of the whole series, and he or that entity will run that group to break glass in front of you, to trip you, to sit on you, to hold you into your bed, to give you night terrors, to give you to actually try and hurt you to a point that you could be psychologically damaged for a very long time.
That's not very Christian at all.
No.
Not very Christian at all.
Nope.
All right, let's move on here. And BG's is asking, Jim, when your guides speak to you, do you hear them as voice or is it a thought message?
I get both. Mostly, I prefer the message because then I'm very auditory, as we all are right now. So I get more out of the auditory than I do out of that mind type message, because it doesn't give me the sense that it's actually going to happen. When I get a full voice auditory, I know that something distinctful is going to take place, good, bad, or indifferent.
Interesting.
I hope I'm answering these questions for these people to give them some form of closure or answers, though.
Oh, I think you're doing great. I really do think you're doing great. Jim, as I'm looking for other questions here from our audience, because we always love their participation, I'm going to ask you about this. There's a lot of people in this world, I mean, pre-COVID and everything like that, there's a lot of negativity right now around, you know, with social media and addictions that people have. I mean, I think we, for the most part now, we're all addicted to likes and hearts and thumbs ups and everything along those lines for what they mean and what they represent. You know, if you put a post up on Instagram, you know, and you have 0 likes after an hour, you start getting bummed out over it, like people don't pay attention to you. And a lot of people also tend to believe they have this dark cloud, you know, the old cliche that states, you know, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. So when we add it all together, are we bringing this or manifesting this upon ourselves with negative energy, or is society just in a negative place right now?
Well, I think it's versions of both. I think that our politicians, and I'm not getting political here, and I understand the policies of the station. We're instilled with fear from politicians to religions as we've grown up. And it takes us, the human being, to overcome that fear and just say it's not going to happen to us. It's disappointing that we still live that way, but eventually we're going to be living where unity will be happening. If we all fought together in COVID like we've done in Canada and not the United States, we're a model to the world, the way that we've taken on this responsibility, as challenging and as negative as the world has seen it and perceived it. But I love us as Canadians for standing up and taking care and taking a stand and fighting with our politicians and fighting with our next door neighbor for not wearing a mask, not violence, but with words, just giving them an explanation. So I'm telling you, it's the energy of how we see it. And our spirit guides love us for it. And they want us to be positive. And that's what helps us grow and become safer as we are as human beings.
All right. Greco is asking, if a ghost of a close family member doesn't contact you right away after they've passed, should we be worried?
No, they're going through a transition, just like what we go through in a transition of death. Like, you know, we're going to go through the sadness, the anger, the loneliness, the emptiness. And what they're going through into the light is, did you learn your lesson? Did you get everything done? Do you need to come back? Are you going to go back to the light, out of the light, and go down there and give them a hand? Are you going to go and see them when they give you a call? What are your expectations? Because the spirit world has a responsibility in the spirit world, like we have a responsibility here as we're alive. And it's just about finding out what our demands or our requests are so that we can grow better.
Moving on here, Blue-Haired Raspberries. I know, weird name. Nice person. Yeah, she is asking, what other indicators of guidance are common when the communications is not audible?
We will get dimes that could drop in the middle of archways. We can have a candle go out for no reason whatsoever. We can have a closet door open where our family's jacket was, or a sweater, or whatever it could be. Our sheets could move in our bed. I can give you tons of instances where in my home, we always leave water on in the kettle because the kettle will come on in our house by itself. And we've bought 9 kettles since then. So then the ghost isn't me. It's just giving us a message that my mom or my wife's grandmother is coming down for a cup of tea.
All right. I love this question by Patrick, as we got about 5 minutes left tonight with Jim Hunt. Jim, you know, I remember my mother, when about 14 years old, we had a bird tapping at our window, and my mom saying that means, the old wives' tale was that means somebody is going to die soon. And like 4 months later, my grandmother passed away. This was in 1988. So Patrick's question is, when a bird comes to your window and taps, does it actually mean someone is going to die?
Yes. I'm sorry, but yes. I don't know what birds have to give us a message or why it's giving us that message, but it happened to me personally twice. So I'm going to go with yes on that answer.
All right. Davin is asking, how can you contact your spirit guide?
A couple of easy things to do and hard things to do is, number one is you have to remove all of your personal desires of why you're asking for them. If you're calling them to help you get a job or make more money, they're not coming down to knock on your door. But if you're asking them to bring in health, or I need a job so that I can help feed my family, that's when you're going to hear from them. That's when they're going to help you. It's the way that you manifest the question that your spirit guide will come in and help you. There has to be a solid reason as to why. You just can't knock on their door. My mother didn't come to me for 8 years.
8 years. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's try and get a few more questions in here. Dark Hour is asking, are there negative entities, perhaps ancient ones, that are immune to white light?
I've been told yes. I can't give you a defined answer, but I've spoken to some demonologists that say those are very, very freaky type people. The Pharaoh times, the Egyptian side. I'm going towards that direction because I've been there, and I can't go anywhere close to a pyramid. I get freaked out, or I want to throw up, and that's been since I was 9 years old.
Well, that's odd.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica is asking, how do we know if we have a demon? Will there be something wrong in our lives or what?
It depends on what we're putting ourselves into. If we're going to go and do the same thing over and over again, that's wrong. That demonologist is getting off on that, knowing that we're doing it wrong again and watching us suffer. So, the demons are there for sure. The demons are around us 24/7. Just depends on what we're doing with our energy and how we change and manifest into more positive things. I always teach people to be more positive, less demons around us.
All right. Leah is asking, have you ever had what some call a download of mass information?
Oh my God, yes. I've come to a point when I was really starting to do this full time, and this is not too long ago, this is about 13 years ago, that I really had to sit down on my own. I didn't know how to meditate, but I was getting answers from everywhere. Auditory, the touch feeling, every sense that was activating was on overload. I ended up with a massive headache for about 9 days at one point. I couldn't get rid of it because I had so much information hitting me. And no amount of marijuana helped me.
Well, then you had some bad doobie, buddy. You had some bad doobie. Final question is, we got about 45 seconds. This comes from Corrance, my booking guy. Can unstable animals produce poltergeist activity?
100%. Oh, they thrive off of that. That's just a conduit for them to get to a human being.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Jim, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on Spaced Out Radio tonight, spend with our radio audience, our chatting audience on YouTube, and in our other chat rooms as well. We really do appreciate that. And let everybody know when your podcast is.
I certainly will. I want to thank all of you. The questions were amazing. Your fan base are amazing. Thank you, Dave Scott. All of this. Thank you, guys. I would love to come back another day.
That would be cool. JimHuntOfficial.com is his website. Jim, you hold on. We're going to just get ready for the news here as Captain Shirk has us all prepared for the SOR Newswire and the Thought of the Day coming up on Spaced Out Radio.
At spacedoutradio.com, we are keeping you up to date on all the news with the SOR Newswire. Captain Shirk leads the team that is bringing you the news of the day and exclusive stories on everything paranormal and supernatural. It's free to read, it's updated daily, and it's right there for you. The SOR Newswire is a one-stop shop for the news of the day. Check it out at spacedoutradio.com today.
Hey, Spaced Out Radio fans! It's John Resig, founder of the Chive and Chive Charities. Our goal is to make the life of veterans, first responders, and those with rare medical conditions 10% happier. We do this by donating one grant item, ranging from dance to therapy programs to prosthetic limbs, to those who need it most. To contribute to Spaced Out Radio's official charity, head over to chivecharities.org and become a donor today.
Hi there, this is the paranormal lawyer Michael W. Hall. I'd like to invite you to listen in each Sunday night where we're going to open up your eyes to everything strange and paranormal. I will be hosting some great guests with topics that affect us all, such as UFOs, ghosts, and everything paranormal. Let's learn together on Spaced Out Radio Sunday with myself, Michael W. Hall, the paranormal lawyer at spacedoutradio.com.
Hey everybody, the SOR Space Travelers is open. For just $5 a month, you can hang out with Dave and our crew privately in our members-only section. With your signing, you'll receive newsletters on what's going on with Spaced Out Radio. You'll have direct contact with the host during the show in our chat, live streaming videos, and a great forum for your posts and more. Become a space traveler now at spacedoutradio.com.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at mightymoosebeard.com today.
You wanted new SOR gear, and now you can have it. The SOR Vault is fully stocked with t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, and everything in between with great logos for you to choose from. So head on over to spacedoutradio.com, click on the SOR Vault, and go shopping. Pricing is quite affordable, and you can look good representing your favorite show. So go to our website and pick up your new SOR wear at the SOR Vault today.
Hello, Space Travelers. It's me again, Carl. Don't forget to join the Space Travelers Club for just $5 a month and follow Spaced Out Radio on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Our Instagram, Dave Scott SOR. Our Facebook page is Spaced Out Radio Show. Our archives are free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Come woo it up with Spaced Out Radio today. Bye!
If you like it hot, real hot, then heat up your meals with Bumblefoot hot sauce.
Get your Bumblefoot hot sauce today. The sauce, Bumblicious, and the 4 million Scoville unit Bumble. We're going in hot, real hot, coming out even hotter.
Keep the milk nearby and tantalize your taste buds tonight.
Bumblefoot hot sauce, available now at kajans.com.
Cold drinks, great food, and the best music in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is the place to be, open until 2 a.m. nightly. Everything on the menu starts at just $6.95. Who serves food that cheap anymore? At the Moose, you'll never know who you'll run into. Rock stars, actors, athletes. It's the place everyone wants to be. So join us at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Are you looking for great advertising value for your company? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. We have a multitude of places to get your name out there, including commercial ads during the show, special promotions, and banners on our website. Our audience is proven to support the companies that support our show. We can make your budget work for you. For more information, please contact us at sales@spacedoutradio.com.
We've rounded third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to remind you that if you've missed most of this show or others, you can check out our free archives at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including rocking out to Bumblefoot and reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire. Follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show. Speaking of the news, oh yeah, it's that time again. The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show. We get to the weird, the strange, and the ufological every now and again. Yeah, there's been a significant increase in UFO sightings across Canada during the pandemic, according to Chris Rutkowski. Yes, in 2019, there were 849 cases, a 10% decrease from the year before, but it seems things and Canadians are looking up in 2020. We're looking at increases of about 50% from this time last year, so for some reason, people are reporting more UFOs during the lockdown, Rutkowski says. He goes on to say, for the most part, UFO sightings are explainable, but every so often one comes along that makes people scratch their heads. Most cases are just ordinary mistakes, misidentifications, but there are some cases every year. In fact, last year there was about a 3% that remained unexplained that did not seem to be airplanes, stars, fireballs, all those types of things. Rutkowski added that the reports are coming in from across Canada. We're getting reports from pilots who are reporting that they are receiving collision alerts on their transponder systems, and there's nothing there. We're getting reports from air traffic controllers saying there's objects in the sky that don't show up on radar, and we're getting reports from just average, ordinary people looking up at the sky saying, that's not a plane, that's not a star. It's been flashing lights in different colors. We're not sure what it is. Rutkowski hopes the reason there's a spike in UFO sightings during the pandemic is because Canadians are getting outside more, working from their backyards and appreciating nature. It's a beautiful sky out there, and there's lots of opportunities to see some things, he says. And you can go to his website, which is CanadianUFOReport.com, and check out the recent survey. I like Chris. Good dude. Good dude. I love this story. In Vietnam, they are announcing that they have banned wildlife imports and would close wildlife markets in response to renewed concerns about the threat from diseases that can jump from animals to humans, such as the virus that causes COVID. An order signed by their prime minister bans all imports of wildlife dead or alive and includes eggs and larvae. It also merits tougher penalties for crimes involving trade in wildlife. Vietnam has become a popular destination for wildlife products, often from endangered species, that are used in traditional medicine or in preparing exotic cuisine. The move comes amid increased scrutiny of the health risks of the wildlife trade as the world deals with the new coronavirus, which is thought to have jumped from animals to humans. The existence of wildlife markets in many locations has been a big problem in Vietnam for a long time, says Phuong Tam, country director for the Humane Society of International Vietnam. The rapacious appetite for wildlife is endangering not only just these species' survivals, but as we've seen with the coronavirus outbreak, it is endangering people's lives too. So this ban can't come soon enough. The new directive includes recommendations that conservationists have been making for years, including crackdowns on domestic markets, said Steve Galtzer, the director of Freelander Group, working on ending the wildlife trade. COVID-19 related issues of wildlife trade, so Vietnamese lawmakers got involved with the issue in the past few months and have helped push the directive forward. This directive is not perfect, as it still has exceptions that will allow some trade in wild animals to continue, but it's a good start and can hopefully be made stronger over time. Here's a cool one. Now, this is brazen. I like using that word, brazen. FBI agents have said a prosthetic face mask has helped a man pose as an elderly gambler to pull off a $100,000 casino heist. Suspect John Christopher Coletti was arrested at the Prairie Band Casino and Resort in Mayetta, Kansas, by Prairie Band Potawatomi Tribal Police on March 12th. Casino surveillance allegedly showed Coletti dressed as an elderly man, wearing a straw hat, glasses, and using a mobility walker as he made more than $20,000 in cash withdrawals from casino kiosks. A 17-page criminal complaint and affidavit was unsealed at a federal court in Detroit, and Coletti will be held without bond until he can be brought back to Michigan. Okay, the investigation dates back to April and May of 2019, when Coletti was suspected of stealing up to 10 victims' identities by buying their personal data online and creating fake driver's licenses, according to FBI agent Julian Macbeth. Coletti allegedly used VIP programs that offer gamblers cash advances from kiosks installed inside casinos to defraud his victims of $98,840 at the MGM Grand Detroit between April and May last year. He went undercover in elaborate disguises, including full prosthetic face masks, hats, glasses, surgical masks as well, to avoid the watchful eye of the casino security cameras. The driver's licenses also had sticky notes stuck to the back of the cards containing the victim's social security number and telephone number, which were needed to complete the casino transactions. Footage is thought to show Coletti at the MGM Grand on May 23rd last year wearing a prosthetic mask, blue jacket, dark cap, blue jeans, and sunglasses. Oh, this guy's ugly with the mask on. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at a picture of him. He's ugly. Less than half an hour later, Coletti had made 15 cash withdrawals, totaling $30,000 before leaving in a cab. He was dropped off at the Pegasus Tavern, a restaurant in Greektown, where he then went to the bathroom. Approximately 10 minutes later, it shows Coletti exit the restaurant without the disguise, instead wearing a white t-shirt, blue jeans, dark shoes, and carrying a black plastic bag. A year later, Coletti was arrested after security officers in Mayetta asked for more information because he was withdrawing so much money. He immediately went into the bathroom and is thought to have changed out of his disguise. He had a noticeable bulge down the front of his pants, believed to be the prosthetic face mask, when he left the casino, according to investigators. His clothes, walker, $11,000 in cash, and 2 Michigan driver's licenses belonging to 2 victims and featuring prosthetic face mask-clad photographs were found in the bathroom. 2 more counterfeit licenses, $16,000 cash, glasses, and a casino voucher were found with Coletti when he was arrested. A K-9 deputy later found the elderly prosthetic mask on the ground near a light pole outside the casino. Inside his rental car, investigators found 4 other prosthetic masks and a straw hat with a black ribbon that matched one worn by Coletti inside the MGM Grand, according to an affidavit. This guy was, it's almost brilliant. He just got greedy. Let's be honest here. He just got greedy. He could have got away with this till that meddling FBI kids came along. And their dog, too. Good job, Scooby. Good job. All right. Sad one here in Calgary, Alberta. A Facebook group dedicated to the escapades of Turk the Turkey say the wild bird has likely met its demise in Bridgeland. According to the post of the loyal followers of the Ramsey Turkey Facebook page, maintenance crews at a Columbus Manor discovered evidence indicating that Turk had been snatched by a predatory animal, possibly a coyote. The wild turkey had been making the rounds through inner-city communities since first being spotted in the southeast neighborhood of Ramsey in spring of 2019. In the year that followed, Turk sightings were reported in Hillhurst, Sunnyside, Eau Claire, and Bridgeland, where he had become a fixture outside of the Willow Park Seniors Independent Living Facility. The following is Avery Maxwell's July 24th post. It says, "This is a post I dreaded writing. I'm very sorry to report that there is evidence that sometime in the early morning hours a Turk had been taken away by what we believe to be a coyote. Maintenance at Columbus Manor in Bridgeland kindly contacted me this morning to let me know. Needless to say, this is devastating news for all of us. I'm personally heartbroken. Unfortunately, this is often a fate shared by many animals living wild, and is also unfortunately sometimes happens in animals kept in farms, zoo, and sanctuaries. It is true that Turk had been lucky enough to thrive well beyond what would have been his original fate, and many had so many interesting adventures and had so many who loved them. On behalf of all of us, with broken hearts, I would like to say thank you to Turk for providing such joy in a time when it sometimes seems so hard to come by. Welcome distraction, connection, investigation, and educated. For us, it's a blessing with his presence and being the best and most unlikely inner-city ambassador we could ask for. Yes, the turkey is no more." The first in-person check presented to a lottery winner in Quebec since the start of COVID-19 was presented by an official immune to the disease human-sized robot. Yes, Lotto Quebec said it employed the use of the robot designed by a student club at the Montreal-based École de Technologie Supérieure in partnership with Centec to present Guylaine Desjardins with a check for $4.47 million. Yes, lottery officials said during the ceremony, which was broadcast on Facebook Live, that no human hands had touched the check for 72 hours before the robot handed it over to Desjardins. The winner says her jackpot happened on July 1st in a Lotto 649 draw, but she said it took a while for her to discover her win because she only checks her tickets every 4 drawings or so. Oh, she's that lady at the gas station. Oh, here we go. You know, at least once a month, I get caught behind one of those people who has about 75 scratch-and-wins and lottery tickets combined and sits there and says, I need to get all of these checked right now. And they come in, and all you wanted to do was maybe get a beverage, maybe $20, $30 gas, because you don't need to fill the tank or you're just topping up. And here is this gambler-holic sitting there with their 75 tickets, checking them all, and by gosh, they know which one's a winner, which one's not. Of course, if you're scratching, you do, but on the lottery ticket, you don't. And then they sit there for another 20 minutes debating which crossword or bingo card that they should get for a scratchy next. I always fall behind that person at least once a month. It drives me mad. I'm telling you, gas stations need a lottery lane. They need to hire someone specifically for the lottery lane. It's terrible. Anyways, this is one of them ladies. She said her plans for her winnings include buying a 3-wheeled motorcycle, celebrating with her 2 sons. We just want to invest it for now, and given that we aren't able to travel, so we'll invest it for a while, and before we decide what to do with it, we'll take our time. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Go enjoy your millions with your scratch and wins. Oh, yeah. Cool story here. Deep in the Amazon forest, there are these really weird, mysterious canines with short ears, pointy noses, and bushy tails that roam under the growth. The creatures, which are at least one of the least studied variety of dogs on the planet, are rarely seen even by scientists who have spent years in the region. Officially, they're called short-eared dogs, but they're so elusive they got the nickname ghost dogs. Scientists have attempted to better understand these elusive creatures. One of the most significant findings about them is the size of their... You gotta be kidding me. Is the size of their balls. Seriously. This is in the story. Yes. Apparently they are carrying a big package. Yes. Yeah, Franks and beans all around. Veterinary physician Renata Leite... Now I know why Shirk put this in here. Yeah, Renata Leite Pittman, an affiliated scholar at Duke University, has devoted years of her life studying ghost dogs and their testes. 20 years ago, she said she wanted to go take a research job at Duke, looking for a launch to her career in veterinary research, but then found her way to the Peruvian Amazon. And that's where she discovered the dogs. Anyways, she planned to stay at the research site for 2 months. Yeah, we're going to get a big story about her. All right, let's just get to the balls. That's what we're here for. Now I got to scroll down. Let's see. In 2006, an opportunity arose to come up close and personal with a ghost dog. By then, she relocated to another research site as she heard about a man who brought a ghost dog from a hunter who had found it in the rainforest. The man had named him Oso, the Spanish word for bear. When she went to visit Oso at the man's house, she found that he was being terrorized by other domestic dogs living there. They would eat all of his food and leave him with nothing. These animals are not supposed to be pets. There's the fist on the open hand. Let's get to the balls here, lady. Anyways, I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued. All right. Anyways, around the time, here we go. Be prepared for this. Around the time he turned 3, his nuts dropped. A weird thing to notice for most people, but a key piece of information for a scientist. This suggested that a major reason that the dogs are so rarely spotted is that they don't reach sexual maturity until they're 3 years old, which is really late for canines. Most dogs can reproduce in just 1 year. This puts ghost dogs at a huge disadvantage for survival because many of them die before they're old enough to reproduce. So that's kind of sad. Anyhow. So, anyway, she watched the balls, give him a little bit of a study, brought him to a female, and, yeah, this guy turned into a real stud on their critter cam. She's got critter Pornhub going on here. A year passed, and they recaptured Oso, put a collar on him, and the battery would last for 3 years. It filmed his life. He's got lots of offspring now, all because he has huge testicles. Thought of the Dave happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air because we love the audience participation around here. Today's Thought of the Dave is as follows. What's your thoughts on the latest UFO story of the New York Times? Marty, one of our favorite veterans around here, him and Human Carl, number 1 and 1A, says, I haven't read it yet, so I don't have an opinion. But Dave, here's your clown. This is the weirdest clown I've seen. Is that a horse or a dog clown in a human body with striped pants and orange hair? I don't get it. All right. Moving on. Park. What did they blame Trump for now? Abducting Pelosi and probing? Oh my, that's terrible. Chris Wolford, TTSA fanboy. Another step in the right direction. Jack, it's another teaser of things to come. Hopefully. JJ, preparing for the false flag alien invasion because nothing ever happened until the Tic Tac. Isn't that true? Chris, hopefully all the lies are over and we are headed down the road to full disclosure in the near future. Heidi, it was a bit of a wet fart, to be honest. There was nothing new than here to look and hook the average person on the street, and nothing new in it that it moves us anywhere near any form of disclosure. Okay. Eric, not from Earth. Pretty bold statement. It's in the works to report on the crash retrieval program. I could guess only what part will be reported. Jeremy believes it's just a rehash of known information. Joshua Cutchin, former guest, remember he was on with Timothy Renner a few weeks ago, says, yes, you eat that nothing burger, people. Anselmo, boring. SOR does a better and fun work than NYT. Oh, I think the NYT has more readers than we have listeners, though. Scott, rather pointless article of fluffiness. Alex, with his shirt off, says, that we need to stop treating it as if the article was for us. We're not entitled to validation. Regardless of what the information is within the article, it creates awareness. The rest is up to us to use this to capitalize on that awareness to further increase our research capabilities, obtain funds and money, and further the education of this subject to the general population that might be more open to it. Dwayne, insert Project Blue Book. Gavin, measured, always aware of the process, important article, clever in many ways. Davis, quote, as in Dr. Eric Davis, a significant hook with more obviously to come. Inch forward, but maybe the role is to generate buzz so others will talk. Nicole, great days for ufology and the phenomena. Baby step in the community, giant step for the general population. And party time. Tim, more drivel, more disinformation. The people will never have any real disclosure from the U.S. government. Too much explaining and pointing finger pointing to handle. James, I'm in the USA, and it's so messed up from the BS that's happening and the NWO ready to take over that no one cares anymore. You could tell his feelings are hurt. Ben Moss, former MUFON director, SOS, same old situation, different day. We got time for one more here. This one comes from Bella. In a perfect world, I could start having a real conversation with friends and family without ridicule and being called the UFO chick. What I can't figure out is why everyone isn't going bat bleep crazy over this. Sigh. Thank you to everybody participating in the Thought of the Day. We'll do it all again on our next show, because that's what we do here. And, of course, thank you to Captain Shirk for putting together the SOR Newswire, and to Big Jim Hunt, the official Jim Hunt, for coming on and discussing all things weird, strange, paranormal, intuitive, and what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. Help me out. I don't know what it is. It's late, and I can't think of the word. But you know what I do know is this. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot Thal rocking in the background with Little Brother Is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in at home, in your cars, at work, wherever you may be. Thank you to everybody participating in our chat rooms on Facebook, Revolution Radio, LGAB, YouTube, Spreaker, Space Travelers Club on our website, and to all the snarkers and starcats hanging out at hashtag Spaced Out Radio on Twitter. You guys were all awesome. I love ya. Remember, this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Thank you so much for choosing to share your evening with us, because together, my friends, say it with me, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. The Woo Train may have docked for the night, but guess what? We will ride again. Your seats are always available. Your tickets never expire. And if you want to bring a friend, guess what? We have room for them too. Good night.